Welcome back, everyone, to the group stage here in week number 59 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. My name's Dilly G. I'm joined by the incomparable Bemi alongside me. And speaking of incomparable, we have had some incomparable group stage matches here today. We started out with an absolute banger, Recon 5 up against Trade Like Pros, going all the distance, all the way into overtime. We just saw a really exciting matchup of Zesty's Money Crew just falling short up against the Pug Stars over at Rock Bottom. And to close it out for the day, we have Nerf Judge going up against Team Pogchamps. So definitely some very serious matchups going on. But what is serious is these two teams' situation here in group stage. Right now, Pogchamps 1-1. On the other side, Nerf Judge 2-0. So Pogchamps very much fighting for their tournament lives here in the final group stage match of the day.
Very true. Nerf Judge is going to be the gatekeeper for them if they don't win this out. And Pogchamps, they got a lot of work ahead of them. Nerf Judge is a little bit of a mix of 303 and some friends. So I'm expecting some vibes, maybe not as clean and coordinated. I'm actually expecting to be a little bit of irony and maybe see some judges from Nerf Judge. Just to see that happen. I would love to see it. We're going back into Ascent. No, you're not hallucinating. We're back at this map again. There's literally just the best BO1 map. I feel like everybody's a coward and everybody should go the EU route and play Icebox, but that's just me. Anyway, so going into this once again, we might even feel the same rosters. It has been a little bit of that mix up between where they want Sky. We're going to see a Reyna again, actually. So we're going to see, instead of the Phoenix, we're going to see the Rays, or Reyna, excuse me, rocking. We're actually going to see a Sage. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen a Sage happen on Ascent in a while.
Yeah, that's definitely a really interesting pickup actually there for Caru's on the side of Nerf Judge, I believe there. So, or excuse me, on the side of Team Pogchamps rather. Don't want to get
Yeah.
that confused. So Team Pogchamps opting for the Sage on Ascent. Certainly an interesting pickup. On the opposite side, Nerf Judge certainly sporting something a bit more standard, a bit more familiar here, mirroring the team comps that we've seen already earlier today with the Killjoy and Astra, certainly as the linchpins of that composition. And the trade for the side of Team Pogchamps, they're giving away the Killjoy for the Sage. They do lose some of that ability to completely close the enemy out from a site, but what they gain is that support, that ability to heal up teammates who may get into less than favorable engagements and even being able to pick them up a little bit later on. So perhaps some 6-member engagements here for the side of Team Pogchamps. That's going to have to be the difference maker going up against Nerf Judge. Nerf Judge starting out on attack, on Ascent. It's our final group stage of game of the day. These teams looking to confirm their spot in the top 32.
Nerf Judge pretty much good and set to rocket, and already off the bat rocking this round as well, but they do get traded out. Eggs will be able to follow through. Unfortunately, these two entry fraggers, even though Eggs is on the Astra, seems to be rocking. We see Kursu trying their best, excuse me, trying their best to lock it down, but not to be the case. Should have maybe waited for their teammate. Now it's a 1v1, 1v3 situation. It's going to be locked down before I can even set the stage. Looks like Nerf Judge ain't wasting any time. They're just going to win out this pistol outright. A beautiful execution from them and great trades all around.
Absolutely. Yeah, really strong start for Shoker there in that first round. One of the top performers from last week's Valorant Sunday Showdown, that is. Shoker was leading the way through multiple games in the top 32 bracket as of last week. Certainly looking to replicate that success here in week number 59, doing a great job thus far. And thus far, the Sage pick that we talked about being of vital importance for the side of Team Pogchamps, not really able rather to make the impact that they would have really wanted. Benji there trying to make an impact of their own will have to fall back, fight another day. Skipsy getting the damage, not able to get the kill initially. Betrayed will be able to follow up there with that damage there and actually 2 kills going the side of the defenders. The classics coming in clutch here in the second round.
Doing what they can, and they actually managed to get a third. Pogchamps might be finally Pogchamping in chat. If Blackheart doesn't do serious damage here, Skipsy, they know that it's a shorty, so they're not going to go for it. Very wise of them. They haven't planted the spike, though. They are very focused on just making sure that they don't get caught off guard. They're in an awkward position where they've pushed so far into heaven that they might as well just rotate. They have the time to work with, D.
Still plenty of time on the clock for the spike carriers, and they are completely entrenched in enemy territory here. Karuz, none the wiser, betrayed. Oh, I was gonna say might have some semblance of an idea, but absolutely did not, and is now left in a 1v2, make it a 0v2 as Blackheart cleans up the round, a second round in a row here for Nerf Judge. The 3 parts 303 roster here, smooth sailing for their third group stage match of the day.
Usually we see the ring around the rosy at B-side. That was the first time I ever seen it at Garden. That was some crazy stuff there, but well done all the same from Nerf Judge. Having some mind games, and honestly, I feel like that's a little bit of that fun and lighthearted spirit of pugging teams, is that you can kind of get a little creative because you're not really feeling the pressure. You're just having a good time with your friends, and they certainly are having a great time right now as they are leading the charge with a 2-0. Though Team Pogchamps got quite a few weapons up their sleeve, but will they be good for the retake, though? We have to wait and see.
Absolutely. This is very much a round that decides the tone here of this half. Skipsy there will win the fight with the drone, but has to back away from the fight with the agents. Karuz here in a sneaky position, but not sneaky enough.
No.
Connor just sneaks up on the stage, takes down Karuz. That's a 5v4 here for Nerf Judge in a round where they assuredly have a firepower disadvantage. They now have a team power advantage there with Con Artist on the B side of the map, trying to open up that door for the attackers, but there's still 2 defenders over towards that side, so Nerf Judge, considering all of their options, less than 45 seconds now on the clock. Benji viewing over mid from Catwalk. Betrayed pushes right into the clutches of the enemy. It's going to be Con Artist picking up the double kill now, and Revo trying to hold it down here on B site. Does have that big gun, the big Odin here to try and deal some damage there, but no damage dealt quite yet. Skipsy pushes through there, finds the first kill, but it's going to be Con Artist picking up the trade for the triple kill. 4v2 for the attackers as the spike goes down.
Massive plays for picks here from Nerf Judge has left Pogchamps in an awkward situation. Benji doesn't get to clutch out that duel. Revo will do what they can with the Odin, but nah, it's just not going to be enough, and they'll go ahead and take it for themselves, actually, and continue to rock it. Nerf Judge 3-0 right now, and you said it yourself, sort of deciding the tempo of this first half, not trying to count Team Pogchamps out of it, but really they're going to have to think about how they really want to retake sides and how much they want to push up aggressively. Basically, they need to find this balance as soon as they can. Otherwise, Nerf Judge are just going to run away with this, and they've been playing very unique ways of just playing for picks yet before committing to sight.
Well, we see this Nerf Judge roster under the banner of Nerf Judge, but we also see 3 members rocking the 303 tag. And 303 means a little something to us folks who have been around the Valorant Sunday Showdown block once or twice. This is one of the most prolific, if not the most prolific org in Valorant Sunday Showdown history. Not only has 303 Esports been in countless Valorant Sunday Showdowns, but they've also kept one of the most consistent rosters across the entirety of the competitive Valorant landscape. So there is heaps of synergy between these players, and the question I'm really asking myself here is Benji asks a question of Blackheart, says, hey, what are you doing there? Takes the head off. Still lots in it here for the defenders, not much in it for Shoker as he picks up the triple kill to close out the round. But the question I'm starting to ask myself, Bemi, and maybe you can provide a little insight, is how many pages from the 303 playbook are Team Pogchamps being treated to right now? Or is this just the boys of Nerf Judge or the team of Nerf Judge here just pugging out, having a good time?
I think they're just pugging out, man. I mean, I don't think. I think when we saw con artists taking out Caruze in that one round where there was just a wall, I think they were just vibing. I think really they're just playing for picks, getting deep in there, and just having a good time. I think there is that. I don't want to say carefree, but I do want to say free spirit type of approach to this map right now. Benji does manage to get Mambo, almost takes down the second one. Con artists being almost brought to zero, but. Yeah, they're not really concerned. They are doing a lot of good rotations though. There's not a lot of commitment from the team. They're just playing for picks and then going like, all right, yeah, this will work.
Absolutely, and so far, it's not 100% working out for them, but they are still able to get that kill. So 3v4 now for Nerf Judges to get out on the A side, make it a 3v3 now. Shoker, so reliable thus far in this match, finds a kill, evening the tide for the attackers. Oh, they've got 3 members, they've got 3 ultimates, and more so, they've got a plant spot that's not wall bangable. They get the spike down as Revo can't dodge away from the Hunter's Fury, and Shoker gets a second triple kill on the match, leaving just Benji all on his lonesome here to try and clutch out this 1v3, and he's just gonna have to run away. Try and keep this op in play, keeping the Blade Storm alive as well. And Shoker now on the hunt, going for the 4K, not just satisfied with the triple, and Eggs cleans up the round. 5 rounds in a row here for Nerf Judge, the supposedly Pug roster playing rather competitively here in the final match of this week's group stage. I mean what I mean. I said what I said.
What are you talking about? I'm just look, man. I'm just having a good time. Really, just enjoying it. I'm sorry. I'm like processing just what the hell's happening and what my amazing co-caster is saying, but. I mean, are you saying they're trialing some folks and maybe we might be seeing some new 303? What's going on
I'm saying
here?
that they are trying awfully hard for it being a pug team, which is, of course, what we want to see. We don't want to see any slacking. We don't want to see any taking it easy. You don't want to see anybody lifting off the gas for any such reason. And certainly Nerf Judge at full throttle as of right now, as the lockdown ringing out over a site. And no Hunter's Fury connection as well. Thought that was going to be lined up for that lockdown, but no such destruction. There was a detainment. There is Manbo taking down the rival Reyna here. There is the Blade Storm popped for Benji there on the hunt, but is it too little too late? It may be so, as Blackheart gets the action started. Eggs gets on the action, and I gotta say, 4 kills for 4 different members there of Nerf Judge. Everyone getting in on the action.
Yeah, maybe they are trialing, but maybe also
I don't think they're trialing. I don't think they're trialing anybody. I won't put that kind of speculation out there.
Okay. My theories are my own and are not reflected on my employer. I think maybe they're trialing. Who knows? Maybe they need an extra 6 or 7. You don't know. Tier 3 needs a sub once in a while.
Maybe we caught them out by streaming this match. They weren't ready
who knows?
to be put on display.
They're going out here, having a good time, still all the same. Another buy round, but Benji, the operator, is going to be taken out of commission already as Mambo from mid's just going to try to rocket skips. He tries their best, but really they are just giving so many, like, 1v4s. It doesn't feel fine.
It is not fine indeed for the side of Team Pogchamps. Not a lot of Pogchamps in the chat for the defenders as of yet. And one question you have to kind of ask of the team composition for Team Pogchamps is the absence of that Killjoy, missing a lot of that, you know, tried and true utility to lock down a site. Really, that Sage is going to have to come alive in the attacking half of the map, or else that is a completely wasted pickup in the agent selection screen. So far, we haven't seen that Sage able to have the same kind of lockout utility, not able to use that wall to keep Nerf Judge from going anywhere that they please. So far, they've been able to get that obstacle out of the way quite quickly. So far, we haven't seen a resurrection used to great effect like we would want it to be. So far, the agent composition for Team Pogchamps not paying dividends. They find themselves at the business end of a 7-0 deficit and a thrifty economy here in this 8th round to try and find their way out of it.
May not even see a resurrection come out from Cruz, honestly. Just the way that everybody's going to kind of pushing in as Team Pogchamps, because there's just been no safe positions to resurrect here. Another plant. They slowed the enemy. Yeah, I mean, this absence of Killjoy is quite frankly right, because even also, Nerf Judge has a Sova that doesn't need to worry about the Hunter Sphere using as a counter ultimate. They can just rip that thing, and they will go crazy. Benji can try to live up to some craziness as well. Try to see if they can clutch this. It is a 3v3, so health or guns aside, they have some type of advantage, maybe going in for the retake. They managed to catch off Shoker off guard, but maybe not. They still trade, but it's not going to work out as they're still hanging out in main. The turret does manage to find one, and Con Artist will just rip him off from trying to clutch out a round.
Con Artist picking up the triple kill there, the 3-kill round fitting of the 303 esports member there, Con Artist. It's been really exciting here in the last few weeks of the VSS. We've been able to see Con Artist try out a few different agents, a few different roles here across Valorant. Usually Con Artist, very much a very reliable duelist player, especially on the Phoenix is where we've seen Con Artist thrive. Even in the later stages of last week's tournament, Con Artist used the Phoenix to great effect, but here in the group stages, we've been able to see Con Artist pick up the Sky, and this time around the Killjoy able to still deal damage. Speaking of dealing damage, that is big damage from the defenders. The Hunter's Fury alongside the Odin, all kinds of kills, an opening 2 kills, and maybe a first round on the books here for Team Pogchamps.
I will tell, unfortunately, that got a little comfy. 13-0 Dream might be just dead here right now. Eggs will at least have one pick, but they are being sandwiched here. Betrayed. Ready to take him out. No! Wait! Oh my gosh! How did that happen? They had the knife out. Blackheart will do what they can. Unfortunately, they have to deal with an Odin and a bunch of other things as well. It's a 1v3. Try to get some intel. They'll grab the spike, maybe walk away. Very optimistic about this.
I will say Blackheart does have an Odin in hand. Well, doesn't have an Odin in hand, has opted over for the Phantom, but we did see Blackheart in the previous week as he loses out to Benji there. Did see Blackheart picking up the Odin a number of times on this attacking half of the map. Now, of course, Nerf Judge up 7 rounds still are going to make some purchasing decisions that may not always make sense in the normal flow of things. But even last week in tough, tense situations where the scorelines were rather even, Blackheart was picking up the Odin on the attacking side of the map, which for a Sova, for anyone, is an unusual purchase decision. But Blackheart so confident with that weapon, so skilled with that weapon, able to make it work in precarious situations. Not that time specifically in the 1v3 clutch, it doesn't come up, but Blackheart's still very much a danger with that weapon, and so are Team Pogchamps looking to make themselves a danger. They get themselves on the board the first time here in this match. Still lots of deficit to work with, and now, or work through rather, and they've got to deal with this execute onto a site.
Doing a great job right now to push on through, though. Nerf Judge keeping it up. It's 3v4, though. If they can maybe get the Astro, it could be nice. But Mambo, oh, what patience. What grace. Denies any hope. Almost falsified. Looked like they were going for a res for just a moment and it didn't come through. Now, they're going to just maybe try to save here. Maybe get some exit frags. There's not really much they can do here. There's too much utility to go up against, such as that Nano Swarm.
Oh, Benji loses out to Manbo. Now on the triple kill, going for the Quadra. Revo finds the head of Shoker, but it's Con Artist closing out the round once more. And despite a brief stumble. Nerf Judge back to their winning ways, up 9-1 here in the first half, looking to put a cap on a flawless group stage thus far. 2-0 through their first game, or first 2 games, now onto their third, almost assuredly punching their ticket into this week's top 32.
Pretty much. Also, can I just say, as like another maybe evidence as to them vibing, they have the Odin on attack twice. I think they might be having a little fun here, if I may be so bold to say, as they managed to get 2 right out the gate. Not much they can do here. Fortunately, Karuz finds 1. We'll have to fall back if they can into B, and they get a res. So maybe they can try something to do the retake. I mean, there's not much rounds in this half. Just do what you can to figure it out. But yeah, they don't even know that they're over a day. They will now, though, but might be a little too late. They don't even get 1 pick onto Shoker. It's down to Karuz, and unfortunately, this Sage has not been showing up too much in really either results of healing, res, or just anything. They managed to get a pick, which is nicely done. But they know exactly where they are now, and it's going to be tough for them to do anything.
Oh, Karuz, though. Still in it. Still has... Oh, no, goodness. I was going to say still has Shoker lurking to the left. It was a very good try, but Shoker very good as well. I think that is Shoker's 3rd triple kill of the match here thus far. 16-5 through the first half. An absolute monstrous match here for Shoker, rolling through this group stage. I touched on it earlier. Shoker, one of the highest performing players in last week's Valorant Sunday Showdown, looking to once again put on an impressive performance here in this week, one living up to those expectations assuredly. And for Team Pogchamps, the last chance to turn the tides here in this first half, but they've got big ultimates to try and do it with. There goes the Hunter's Fury, trying to deal some damage, and there is damage dealt. Revo gets the kill onto Karnard as the 2 opening kills going the way of the defenders now in a 4v3. Skipsy with the Empress running, picks up a double kill now onto Eggs. Only 2 attackers remaining, and they're bundled into this A main corridor. Blackheart still swinging though, takes down Skipsy, now a 2v3. Blackheart still with the Hunter's Fury in the pocket as the clock ticks down to 1 minute.
Ambitious, they're still committing to this A site maybe, or at least just causing some pressure, but they're investing a lot of util, so this, my guess is that they really want to go for this. Meanwhile, Benji, 1,000 miles away, just going around the world, hoping to find something off guard. They managed to actually get some intel, so they are committing to this, but unfortunately, Blackheart could be easily shot down, but Benji's going very slowly. They haven't been able to capitalize on a flank at all. They're actually just hanging out there. Oh my gosh, and Karuz goes down. They're separated. They're gonna close the door. The site's been opened. There's not really been much of a retake. Shoker does get caught off. And Revo able to find it, but the Blackheart's able to trade out with little to no health. And Benji, even though they took 3 years to get over to the A site, will finally clutch it out and drop a golden dab. And Dan switching sides. Good job at least getting a 2nd round. So that's something, I guess.
I mean, all credit to Benji there. I was close to yelling at the monitor,
really?
Run! Start running, Benji! Your teammates are dying! But Benji there, ever cool, ever confident, knew the timings, knew the situation just right, and clutched it out in the end. Team Pogchamps there with a much needed ray of sunshine, albeit a small one, poking through the gray clouds of that 10-2 lead here from Nerf Judge. Team Pogchamps, they're really going to have to make this agent composition work for them on the attacking side, as it certainly did not on the defender's side. In this pistol round will be a stark litmus test for the attacking side, in dire need of a victory here.
Well, here we go. Dire need of victory is quite correct, but we'll see what they can do on the Pogchamp side. Maybe they just got to be aggressive, but unfortunately, Benji, assumedly the entry fragger just gets tapped out, and Shoker still rocking it right now. The Nerf 303 Judge team is still doing a great job, and Joker just putting on style points. That's an 11th round will be on the board, and pretty much guaranteed match point.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said style points there. I would have to definitely agree. We found ourselves earlier questioning whether or not we are seeing maybe pages from the 303 esports playbook. But having seen that pistol round, I would be surprised if Double Sheriff is part of that 303
Yeah,
playbook in
not
the
the double
pistol round.
Odin on attack.
Yeah, that was also a bit of a red flag, admittedly. So
But
303 esports. Oh, excuse me, Nerf Judge rather.
oh my
Playing with some
gosh, that's so
coolness,
nerdy.
playing with some confidence here. Blackheart, oh, holding it down on
Oh
sight with the
baby.
Odin. We said Blackheart, or excuse me, not with the Odin, with the Ares. These big light machine guns, Blackheart, certainly a weapons expert, but that's not going to stop the remaining two attackers getting out onto B site. They have got the spike down. Revo takes a fair chunk of damage there from Mambo, but doesn't know Mambo that Betrayed is pushed up onto Highway, and now Betrayed going for the double here, just spraying with that stinger.
Oh
Has to get the
man.
heck out of dodge, brought down to 38 HP now, but it is a
Too much
2v2.
noise.
There is still some room in it for the attackers here on both sides now. Has Betrayed been revealed? Has the Ares, can't get it done now. Con Artist pushes out on the site, picks up the double kill, and as you said, Bemi, that is match point for Nerf Judge.
Oh baby. It's it's not looking hot. They did what they could though. It was a very good try. Though didn't have much going for them. Match point as well. And this was quite the investment on that second round. Not saying Nerf has all the rifles in the hand, but they certainly feel like they have way more of an advantage, both health, weapons, and really just everything going behind them. It's
I
not
mean, I
much
have
that
to
they can
ask,
do.
is
Yes.
this our fault for having such good group stage matches before this, that kind of the karmic energy of the world had to realign
Hey,
and
okay,
give us
listen. A
a
group
stop
match
here
doesn't.
in
A
this
good
third
group
stage
match
match?
doesn't have to be close. It can just be entertaining, and this has been thoroughly entertaining.
That is very, very true. Nerf Judge putting on a show for the fans at home. It's a flawless round to cap off a flawless run through the group stage for Nerf Judge. 3-0. They complete their run through the group stage, punch their ticket into the top 32 here in week number 59 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Taking a brief look at the scoreboard, there isn't much question on who will be the MVP. I'll save that spoiler for a few moments from now. But just looking at the kill feed for the side of Nerf Judge, every single player getting on the action, padding the stats, not really any one player lagging behind. That certainly bodes poorly for any teams wanting to go up against Nerf Judge here in the top 32.
Sometimes I love watching like Pug team energy where there's just this level of confidence in them where they just go for it and they just do very unique plays and don't worry about whether they're committing to the play too much or not. Joker wasn't really afraid about any type of play except for fragging out, and that's certainly what they did looking at this KDA score. Beautiful stuff. Did a couple of 360 no scopes as well to top on that combat score. But overall, yeah, there just was a lot of things going for the side of not 303 esports. They were just very strong and they had such an air of confidence about them that really just it's fun to watch. And I'm not sure how far that will get them through an actual playoff bracket where we've seen really just the amazing teams that we saw earlier in both groups, but uh, it'll be fun to see if how far they make it with this kind of relaxed vibe about them. D.
It will be interesting to see how far they make it being chill, just playing freely, or if they start to pull some pages out of that playbook labeled 303. You'd have to imagine this could be a proving ground, a testing ground for some of those strats in the playbook, and we'll keep a close eye on this team as they progress through the tournament. And we'll be keeping a close eye on the final matches of the group stage. Just a few more matches to get wrapped up before the top 32 gets started. We're going to take a short few minutes 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with the top 32 here in week number 59 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Stick around. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Goodbye, everybody.